Hello there. So, I've been doing some thinking, um, and I've been thinking about home gyms a lot, and how to get my hands on. Well, maybe I should keep my hands that way you can't see me. You can't see me, but home gyms a lot, and how to set them up and everything. Because as I said in my first video for here, Um, I think there's been this push on people to have these extravagant, commercial gym quality home gyms that are specifically focused on weightlifting, powerlifting, bodybuilding, stuff like that. And I don't think for a lot of people it's helpful. All right, so let's talk about what a home gym is. A home gym is basically just a place where you go to exercise. Okay? And that's it. It's a place where you exercise. What are you exercising for? Well, that could be, for a lot of different things. You could be exercising for flexibility. You could be exercising for weight loss. You could be exercising for muscle gain. You could be exercising for increased cardio. You could be exercising because you notice you're getting a little weaker because you're older and you want to get a little stronger. There's a cajillion reasons to exercise. And what you're exercising for is what is going to determine what type of gym you set up and and the equipment you're going to need to buy. So, for anybody thinking about starting a home gym, I always like to give them a few pointers, general rules of thumb, but I don't like telling them. But all right, I used to. I used to say, hey, put this in. And then I realized it's like not everybody's going for the same thing. So, why am I giving this stupid generic advice on what to buy and what not to buy when that might not even be applicable to what they're doing? So, the first thing I would say is if you're thinking of starting a home gym, getting your own home gym, and you're not planning on renting it out to people, that's another thing. Some people start home gyms and actually do rent out and have that as another source of income. That's a whole other kettle of fish, and I'm not even getting into that. But if you're starting your home gym for you, the first thing I would say, what do you want to do? What is your goal? I know for me, mine was weight loss, strength gain, muscle gain. Those three things. And then later on I added, increased cardiovascular health. So, but do you want to train just to become more flexible? You're a little stiff. Um, it's kind of hard to bend over, to pick things up off the floor. Um, you're going for flexibility. Well, that's going to require a whole different setup than somebody who wants to become a competitive power lifter. So that's the first thing. Just establish what it is you want to exercise for. Even if it's just I want to exercise for general health and well-being, that will still determine what you get. So that's the first one. The second one is how much space do you have? So in my last house, I had my gym was in a roughly 6x8 nook in the basement with extremely low ceilings. These ceilings are kind of low. You can see where I had to take out some panels, back when my lap machine used to be over there, so it can fit. But this was even lower. There was no way I could have fit my lap machine in. Either I didn't have the floor space for it, and two, I definitely did not have the height for it. So, where are you going to put your gym? The actual space, the dimensions. And then after that, I would say, once you've determined what you're actually doing, training, exercising for, and the space that it's in, find videos of people who are doing what it is you want to do. Flexibility, strength, general health, maybe for a specific sport. Maybe you want to get into play on a community baseball team or a community soccer team, and you want to kind of get in shape for that. But the thing is, find people on YouTube, find people on TikTok who actually are exercise for what you're looking for, and not just one, but multiple people, so you can get a range of different ideas, a range of different possible workouts, and look at what they listen to what they recommend, look at what they have, and all that. And then once you've done that, write a list of the things you need, or at least the things you think you need. Then you want to go back to your space and ask, do I have the room for all this? And then the second question you need to ask, can I afford this? And if I can't afford all of it, do I need it all at once, or can I piecemeal it? I know for me, I was able to piecemeal. I didn't have to go out and buy. I bought a bench and I bought a weight set, because you kind of had to. But technically, as long as you have weights you can lift and a bench you can use, you don't need anything really fancy there. And also, they got these compact multi machines where you have the stack of plates in the middle, and you can just do different exercises for different body parts. So, if you want to get into like strength training or a general fitness program, those are, and you don't have a lot of space or a lot of money, that they're a pretty decent option to use. But you have to ask, what do I need? What do I think I need? Do I have the space for this? Do I have the budget for it? And if I don't have the budget, can I buy it over time? Or do I need everything at once? And if you don't need it all at once, then you get, what is the core? What are the core pieces of gear that I need to get started? And go back and rewatch the videos. Look at the stuff they're using the most, because the stuff they're using the most, that's pretty much the stuff that you want first. And here's the thing: if you're just training for flexibility, your entire home gym could be a yoga mat and a TV. That's it. If you're really, morbidly obese, like I am, and especially as I was, just having a space where you can do simple exercises, like standing up, going from a seated position to standing up several times, raising your legs, raising your arms, just simple basic movements that you can do to burn calories and elevate your heart rate. I mean, you don't need, a full on set, you know, if, you know, at first, especially if, you're not to a point. Oh, that's another thing. Always consult your doctor. Whenever you want to start a diet and exercise plan, always consult your doctor. Your doctor, they know more about your health needs than any stranger on the web is going to know. Talk to them. Say, I want to do this. This is what I'm going for. You know, is my heart strong enough? Is my bones strong? Are my bones strong enough? Um, you know, will I keel over? Just talk to your doctor and make sure you're physically able to do what you want to do. And if not, work with them to come up with a exercise plan that will fit your health limitations and needs. So, anyway, circling back around, um, if you're going, like one of the things I used is I have a app on my phone, and it just has calisthenic exercises. There's ones for your arms, one for your legs, one for your abs, one for general. You know, plan this for the entire body. That can be a way to go. And once again, if that's what you're going with, then you really only need a mat. And if you have carpeted floor, you may not even need that. Of course, later on, you can add ankle weights, wrist weights, maybe some dumbbells. But you can see where, depending on what you're going for, you're not going to need, you may not need a lot. In fact, very little. So now, if you are going for more, like it then like and work out your space, work out your budget, come up with a floor plan, but don't go hog wild either. Don't think you have, even if you have the budget for it. I would greatly suggest not going hog wild and just buying a whole ton of stuff, especially if you're just starting out. Now, if you have history, like I've lifted weights off and on since I was 14, so I have history. You know I know kind of what to do. I know science has changed over the years, and training advice has changed accordingly, but I still have a pretty decent idea of, how to pick up heavy things or how to walk. And that's another thing too. If you do have health limitations, if you you know aren't looking to get shredded or jacked, or you're not training for a sport, and like I said, if you're in poorer health or you're severely overweight, because a lot of equipment too is going to be weight limited. I know my cardio machine back there had a weight limit of 250, which I completely blew past. Which is probably why it's past its way past its prime. But most exercise equipment has a weight limit, and the cheaper the equipment, usually the lower the weight limit. That's just how it is. So if you exceed the weight limit of any machinery or equipment you can afford, then walking in place, that's a great exercise. Because remember, the object is to, I mean, like I said, if you're morbidly obese and trying to get in better health, better shape, burn some calories, the first thing to do is just find a way to burn extra calories through any movement possible. Um, but yeah, but to go back, if don't go hog wild, even if you can, because you're probably going to end up with stuff that you don't want, not going to use, don't like. Take it slow, take it gradual. Um, find out what it is that you like and what brings you enjoyment, and add accordingly. So once you get what you're going for, plan set. Once you get your doctor's okay, once you get your space picked out, once you got your equipment picked out and put in, then get a schedule. Say from this time to this time, that's my workout time, and block it in. Usually, my workout time is from 7 to 8. Then I kind of moved it to 6 to 7. Sometimes I'll do like 4 to 5, but I always try to work out for an hour and do like say, this is what I'm going to do. This is the time I'm going to do it in. But usually it's between 6 and 8, you know. But yeah, and just block that time in and make sure you make the mental note of that. And eventually, when you do it enough, it'll become second nature. It's like, okay, it's this time, I'm going. And when you don't do it, you're going to feel it. I know that right now. I was in a car accident on Monday. It's Friday now. I got rear-ended. My back kind of got messed up. So they said, no gym activity for at least the week. It's like, all right, fine. But I'm feeling. Like every day I don't work out, I feel it. I feel like I'm gaining 20 pounds every second, and so it will become second nature to you. Let's see. I'm trying to think of everything because, like I said, I don't know how many of these videos I'm going to make, so I want to make sure I give you enough information so you can be successful if I never make one of these again. For the 5 to 10 people who will actually see this the whole way through. Yeah, block out your time. Even if you're feeling bad, even if you're like tired and sluggish and all that, do it anyway. Even if you're just going through the motions, do it anyway. Because like I said, eventually it'll become muscle memory and you won't have to go through the motions. Your body will naturally tell you, hey, it's time, let's go. Let's see. Blocking time. One thing I've noticed for me, and most research now says weightlifting is the best thing for weight loss. Larger muscles burn calories more, stimulates the metabolism more. Now, I do a cycle where I'll work out at home for a week, and that's just lifting. Except on leg day, then I do 15 minutes on the bike. And then a week I'll go to the gym. And that's cardio and lifting both. And what I've noticed, on the weeks that I just lift, my weight either remains stagnant or it'll actually increase 3 to 5 pounds. On the weeks that I do lifting and cardio, and mind you, I'm still only working out for about an hour. So the workout time's the same. It's just half hour cardio, half hour lifting, a full hour of lifting. I always lose about 5 to 8 pounds when I do both. So for me, just on based on my anatomy, my biology, um, I need cardio. Just lifting alone did not give me the results that I was looking for, and it definitely does not help me maintain the way I would want to. So I definitely need cardio in there. And, my heart's getting much better. My pulse is lower. My blood pressure is better. So, you know, whatever you do, just try to keep, even if your main goal is to get big, get strong, um, always do some cardio. Um, Especially if you're coming from a place of being massively overweight and, you know, wanting to lose it. So that's pretty much all I get right now. Um, I've definitely covered everything that you know that at least was at the front of my mind. So hopefully this helps you in setting up your own gym. Hopefully this helps you get started. Um, and just remember, when I started again back in January of this year, is 2024. So back in January of 2024, I weighed 321 pounds. The last time I got weighed, which was last week at the doctor's, um, I weighed 288. So that's, like I said, that's 33 pounds lost. When I went to the doctors on Tuesdays after the accident, they didn't weigh me. They just asked how much I weighed, and I just told them the last number. Um, that's neither here nor there. I'm just really big on details. Um, at least the details I can remember. But so even if you are really big and you're a little self-conscious or anything, it's fine. Once you make it a part of who you are and part of your day, and you keep at it as best you can, and honest as best as you can, not just like, yeah, I did the best. I did the best I could, but you really put in the effort to try to stay consistent. You will see results. Um, and yeah, even when it gets discouraging, because let's face it, 288 is still morbidly obese. I'm still fat as fudge. Okay? um, so it's easy to get discouraged because it's like, oh, I went from morbidly obese to morbidly obese. It's just going to take you longer to get to where you want to be. But you will get there. Even if not exactly, you'll get close. A lot closer than if you don't do anything. So, anyhow, this is already over 24 minutes long. Hopefully I've given you enough good information to. Oh, one other thing. Sorry, I just buying equipment. There's this old phrase. I actually learned it in woodworking: buy the best you can afford. Can afford is a phrase that does a lot of heavy lifting. There's stuff you can afford on paper that you really can't afford in real life. When it comes to weightlifting gear or any exercise gear, and this is from somebody who has sold stuff on like Facebook Marketplace. Um, be dubious of secondhand stuff. Yes, it can be cheap, but it can also be extremely overpriced, depending if it's deemed a collector's item. I know vintage York mill plates usually go for a fair amount um, on the secondary market. Um, but so I mean, you can buy. I'm not saying don't. Just be careful. Really look at it. Um, I know in the '80s, it was really big to have, like, if you're buying weightlifting equipment, it was really big to have your gym outside. Um, I had two cousins who used to that growing up. That's what they did. They had it outside, and that's why you see a lot of old gear from the '70s and '80s. It looks more look, looks to be more rust than iron. Um, take a really good look at it. Check it out. Make sure it's in operational condition, especially cardio equipment. Um, as far as like weight plates, yes, your more reputable, higher end manufacturers are going to have tighter tolerances on their weight standards, but no plate is exact. And if it is exact, it's not going to be for long, because if you get a plate that's like smack on 5 pounds, like a perfect 5, the first speck of dust is going to throw it out. The first nick, the first scratch is going to throw it out. So even if it was perfect at first, it's not going to. Just look at the numbers as ballpark figures. Um, but yeah, don't lose your house. Don't lose your apartment. Don't go massively into debt buying, you know, fancy equipment or super high end equipment. Because a lot of times it's not even needed. And if you are buying secondhand, make sure you look it over really well to make sure it's in good nick. Because if you get a home and it falls apart, or springs are popping out, or the bench collapses, there's no warranty on secondhand stuff. So whatever you spent, you're out of that, and you don't have any gear anyhow. So that's the last piece of advice I have. So like I said, hopefully this helps. As cliche as it sounds, it's very true. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. I wish you all the best. I wish you all the luck. And if I don't ever see you again, I'm not seeing you now. But if I never make another video, then I hope you have long, beautiful lives. All right. Bye.